Hey everybody, mic check 1 2 good. What's up everybody? Pump Town. So today is going to be a kind of a show off session for the public. Get you guys maybe induced into want to learning. So last Friday I was mentioning how I'd like to see this candle. If this candlestick here was to hold, I would like to see us dig into this orange shaded area. It was one of the few places I had on the charts. So we dug into that orange shaded area and a lot of this fair value gap and a lot of this order block here. Okay, so during the live today, I was mentioning this candlestick here, how I'd like to see us start trading through it. And it was just being too limp and lethargic. It was just not something that I wanted to be a part of. And I mean, this is when you want to just chill out. These are the times that you take advantage of them. Nice, obviously study them, but chill out. So actually, I'll go into the 15 minutes where we were kind of mostly hanging out. So we started the live in here. And, things that were looking like order blocks kept, failing, basically getting railroaded. And I was mentioning it earlier in the streams, likely because it's wanting to come into this orange shaded area. So we were anticipating these to fail, and it did, and it was just not moving. Finally, it gave up the ghost. Now, my private students at some time in here, right before this candle started popping, and they can, call my BS if I'm lying. But before this candle's popping, I had asked them to put this 2 p.m. SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side of inefficiency, on their chart and study what happens in the 5-minute time frame. So what ended up happening? Institutional order flow kicked in and the sell side run continued. We started trading through the blue shaded area, closing below the midway point, signaling we were likely going to run to the bottom of the blue shaded area. And so far, it's giving up the ghost. Now, if you were to end your day at the candle's end of day at 4:59, right here, that's the open of the new daily candlestick. Okay. Now, here's the kicker, though. We, as algorithmic traders, end our day at midnight. So that's our algorithmic daily close. So one would argue, Master Fren, your targets never got hit by the daily candle's close, but our algorithmic day, my daily candle objective was met very well. So you can see why we would want to use midnight as our opening and our close for the day. It just gives us a little bit more of an edge. Now, unfortunately, with funded accounts, we can't hold overnight. So basically, throughout that 5 to 6 p.m. time frame, we can't hold through that. So irrelevant for us as funded traders. But, once you're self-funded, you do have to pay a hefty fee for that overnight fee. So make sure that you're in a decent position. So target acquired. And this all happened in one day. Now, in the community notes, I was mentioning how I would like to see Monday just do nothing. And that's exactly what it did. It did nothing. So this set the stage for us, which is absolutely awesome, in my opinion. So let's go check out the daily time frame and see what's going on here. So we got into our shaded region here. We've now... It's a new daily candle, so we couldn't close below half of that. So let's refine this, because this is a breaker. This is actually some sort of weird breaker, okay, because it's already been broken a few times. So I'm going to elect to use the reclaimed order block out of this. It's also got a volume imbalance, so that's... And you can see how we've already repriced to it. Let's go make sure we did reprice to it. So we did. So that 1 minute candle there and here is that reclaimed order block in the daily time frame. So we've repriced to it. Now, it's really skimpy, granted, So we'll see what else we can use in here. And we've got another series of up close candles with a lower low in here. So typically we'd be using this as a breaker. And I mean, we did, and that was our unicorn here, and pew, that happened. So then it got broken again, rebroken. It's a mess in here. So let's go into the weekly and see what we can dig in here. Now, I'm under the impression, and this is why this level is on here, I'm under the impression that we're going to run out sell side liquidity, the one that we generated last month. That's kind of where I'm aiming for. So now that I see that price is pretty much in agreement with that, and, you know, it's Tuesday, this candle started expanding down, we could get a delayed protraction bearish profile this month. So let's check out the monthly and see what that looks like. See what I'm saying? So this order block here, this green, it's kind of tough to see a little bit, but it's that green line that is on the top of this down close candle here. So that's really on the table. Now, if and when we get in there, that's where we're going to measure. Okay, so we're beyond that. We're gone. We're beyond that. Our swing high in the monthly time frame is obviously coming to fruition here. For now. So back to the week. So this is that order block here. Now let's just go into what it looks like inside of it. So we've got this big order block here, and we can refine our discount zone just with this candle. And also this up close candle here. So, you know, if we're going to bounce, this is where it's going to be from. This, in my humble opinion, will be support and resistance moving forward. So I would like to see a daily candle close below that to confirm that we're likely going to run into this again. Okay, and when we get there, we'll measure this candle here. We'll just refine that and just use this up close candle here. Okay, so we already got to close below the midway point. Okay, we wicked in, caused $1.9 trillion in liquidations, and then got ripped right back to the upside. Now that's our market structure break in the weekly time frame happening. Okay, this is our 2022 model in the weekly freaking time frame. So, am I saying the top is in? I don't want to do that, but if I was going to take a short intraday, this is exactly what I'd be looking for. And I'd be just dying to get into order flow for the way down here because of this bearish order block right here that's been heavily respected after hitting this bearish order block here. So, yeah, I'm looking for that. So, let's see here. I know it looks kind of messy, doesn't it? It does. And it kind of is. But this is like Fit was freaking out today because he's seen the level of precision today. And he was pretty much blown away by just having this stuff on your charts and watching price bounce in between these suckers. It's pretty fun. So anyway, we refined that thing there, that order block. Okay, the blue shaded area in the weekly, we refine that into the daily time frame here, and we closed below half and SR flipped that sucker pretty easily. So we're back down below the volume imbalance. One single clean pass back down so far. So this is balanced here. Great. And we'll be aiming for that guy most likely. If it wants to rip through here tomorrow or Thursday, I would like to see it. Actually, you know what? Probably in here more. There will be a pool of liquidity here, okay? Because traders will be like, oh yeah, you know, that was just a stop hunt or whatever, right? That was supply or demand or whatever they call it. And so, you know, they'll be using this gap as a safe haven, basically. The people who don't know how to use them very well. So, likely in the 4-hour or daily time frame to SR flip this reclaimed order block here. and flip that into support. Sorry, resistance, excuse me. So without it getting too messy, just measure the environment here. And the midway point is the bottom of this orange shaded area, which happens to line up with the upper quadrant of our piece of price that we had selected there. So I like that. It's always, when you're in the middle of a expansion back to equilibrium or a discount, it's always a question of, do you retrace first? And to what degree? So check out the Fed folders, right? And see what's happening tomorrow. Is that really Wednesday? We got jolts. So we got jolts at 10 a.m. No, was that today? There's no way. Yeah, today's Tuesday. I thought so. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. we have jolts. Expect another weird day. So large range days typically bring tight range days. So if we're expecting one of these candles here, maybe there will be some sort of range in there in total, but it would be great if we closed a candle kind of like this and then made a fair value gap in here with a shift in structure here. That would be perfect. If we don't get that, we're likely to rip right back up to here. Okay, so this orange shaded area is kind of our line in the sand. What are we looking for? Well, if we're above it, we're basically looking for longs. If we're below it, we'll be looking for shorts. It sucks seeing it both ways, but when you're ranging out, that's just what it is. You're basically in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you. Sorry, I'll never sing again. So we're in a slight discount in the range there. Not bad, but it's just we're in that area where it could go both ways. So let it be obvious. Don't force it. Don't overdo it. You know the drill. No model, no play. I wish I wish there was something else I could give you that was more like, okay, we're coming down here now. But yeah, it just looks like it could just drop through here and keep continuing into this guy. You know what? I like that. Get rid of that. This was that order block in the month. Okay. So once it starts trading and back in through here, because there's been a lot of trading in here, it's likely to be really violent. If it's coming down here, it's going to get weird. Real weird. This is kind of like the upside down version of ICT Sun's model as well, just in the daily time frame. You're looking for, we'd be looking for Matilda after a shift in structure, after a stop hunt, right? Selling short above old highs, following the rules. And then we'd be aiming for the double bottom, or if he was bullish in his case, the double top. And just turn my mail on somehow. Get out of here. That was so weird. So yeah, that's about it, ladies and gents. Unicorn on the daily. Yeah, kind of. I can see what you're talking about for sure. You check the commitment of traders, and it's likely says it's in a sell program, but it's good to always. Oh my goodness! This thing is gonna freaking drop. Oh my goodness! This is awesome. Wow. Where's Michael Hodge? There's 21 people here. Where's Michael Hodge? Michael, look at this thing. Man, remember when we were here and we were like, yay, okay, let's go up. And then it was like, oh, it's coming out. I'm like, dude, it's hedging. Yeah, there you are. I'm like, it's hedging. Wait for it because it's still in a sell. Remember I said sell short above old highs in a sell program, in a hedge? Frickin' wham. LMAO, yes, and it went up, and I was like, what the F? Yeah, bro. Smart money is net short on NASDAQ, and so should we be. So what does that look like? Okay. Just like this here, this overall model selling short above old highs, waiting for your order block or your fair value gap that hasn't materialized yet in the daily chart, but in the 4 hour, let's investigate. Okay, we got this beautiful displacement here. Now that told me a lot, and that was part of the bias here. And then so we traded underneath the breaker, traded down, and we did get our shift in structure here with the fair value gap. So that was the shift. And in the weekly, we also got a break. That's a break in structure. So my goodness. Yay, something to sink our teeth into. Trading in price disco is fun, but it got old. It was tough. It was tough to trade with no PD arrays. And, if we're going to come down into here, that would be cool. That would be cool. Everybody would be like, oh my gosh, the stock market, the economy, it's dying. And, it doesn't matter. The stock market doesn't reflect the economy. If it did, we'd all be friggin' rich. And, because, think about it. If the stock market was a reflection of the economy, then why the heck does 5 dozen eggs cost like $18 US? It actually seems diametrically opposed to, it's pretty much the opposite. So it seems like if the stock and techs go down, it seems like, I don't know, life might get better for people. Just a hunch, seeing as everything else is bass backwards here. Fren, could that possibly be a money printer on the daily? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It. Just like this puppy. This one was ugly, but there it was. Started the sell program. And then we called the bottom somewhere around here when I was just a rook. And then it just ripped forever. Good times. We also called that bottom. Sam did. Sam proudly and bravely called that bottom. He tried once here and it got turtle soup, but I was expecting that equal lows to get rated, and Sam's like, no, that's it. And then he's like, all-time high. What, am? Looking for a bounce to grab 5x top, rejection off the coming down, grab those. Yeah, okay, maybe. Okay, I'm with you. But we could have done it already, dude. That could have been it. See, look at this guy here, okay? This annoyed the crap out of me when we were here. And it made sense when we were in the contracts relevant at the time. I think it was the month. Hold on a second. This annoyed me so much. Yeah, so we got the shift in structure here in the break, really, in the monthly, right? And we didn't come up for the fair value gap in the continuous contract. Now, in the front run, that did tap institutional order flow entry drill. I remember seeing it. And then, subsequently selling off. That's right there. This is what I'm talking about. If it just wants to start running, don't get in the way, because we typically would be looking for something like that, but it's just kind of got a different little wiggle this time. So in the weekly time frame, I see what you're talking about, and I was totally aiming for that puppy. Equal highs, sure, but just like in the last one, it saved it for like years later. You know what I mean? Equal highs here, didn't come up, dig into there very good. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. It, friend, you were just a rook. How long have you been doing this? You definitely a pro now. Yeah, I have my days, man. I still beat the crap out of myself. Still fight myself. Doesn't matter how big you get. There's always some sort of demon sitting there waiting for you on the next level. There's no final boss. It's a constant battle. I mean, just from where I stand, there's probably people who are just dialed in and don't care, and I'm pretty good as far as analysis goes, and I have been for quite a while. But it wasn't until I found Michael that somebody really hit me on the head and told me exactly what I needed to hear, which is the same stuff that I give you guys. There's no sugarcoating. Friggin' smarten up. Stop being shitheads. Oops. Excuse me. But that's what I tell myself. That's what I had to tell myself. You make a bunch of money and then you don't even get to keep it. That's the worst feeling ever. So managing money was one of the worst things it's just something that I never paid attention to, and that's been my biggest flaw in trading, and I don't mind saying that publicly. I'll admit it. A lot of you guys have the same, not weakness, just something that wasn't strengthened before, or that you didn't need to, that and discipline and all these bad habits that we generated, not having any proper guidance. And that's where ICT filled in the gaps for me. That's what I want to do for you guys. This stuff, reading candlesticks, becomes easy. You just got to spend time with it and just pay attention to the things that we show you. Take advantage of his 2024 mentorship while he's here, while he's alive, and doing this, because it's a gift. It really is. And sit through the jawboning. All right, get through it. Just tough through it. You're not gonna always like your professor or your boss or whatever. Yeah, and he's giving out new stuff, and I haven't been engaged with it, but once you find your groove, you just he gets in the way. Especially with him being in the Robbins Cup, you never know what shenanigans he's up to. And he says this all the time. Do not copy his trades. You don't know if he's trying to show you that it's going to fail or show you that it's going to work that day. He just wants you to pay attention to it. Just like the 5-minute fair value gap today. I had a good inclination it was going to work after the displacement. It was 2 p.m. That was the 2 p.m. silver bullet. It was fire. Institutional overfluential drill. It tapped it by one tick and just sent it straight to hell. It was great. All right, but I want you guys. That's what he did for me. That's the type of stuff he did for me, and you guys that are putting in the hard work, you deserve it. You deserve ICT. You deserve to be studying and proving that these things exist for yourself and materialize right in front of your faces. Started watching Sam's 2 vids months ago and found ICT mentorship through you. Now I'm building my foundation. Yes, man. You're going to see that the algorithm turbocharges the lifer system. When you blend time. That's the power. That's the power of Sam's 200 model. He blends time now. That's it. And he trusts it because he kind of understands that it's not, the charts may not be what everybody thinks they are. He's, coming around to that idea. Whether it is or not is irrelevant. These things repeat. It doesn't matter if a computer runs the price delivery or if it's people. The fact is that these things do repeat, and they're pretty damn precise. So, they're never going to change it. So, be comfortable in that and knowing that you're on the right path. I see points from the master. What's up, buddy? The demons come when you smoke a bleezy by yourself. That's when I forget they're there. Late night lives. Yes, sir. So, yeah, I mean, have a great rest of your guys' week. Trade safe. Don't force it. Typically, especially this week, wait till Friday and something will materialize and it'll be great. We'll be in a discount or a premium. It'll be so obvious and we'll catch it. There's no doubt that you guys will catch it. You're great traders. God bless you guys. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.